Did you think that the more you posted to YouTube, the more money you'd eventually make? Well, that is a lie, because a lot of people actually make less over time as they're not prepared for what really happens. So in this video, I'm going to give you the biggest myths about making money from YouTube that I've seen wreck hundreds of creators over the years to ensure that your earnings actually go up. So let's start with the first myth, that over the years, as your channel grows, your income from YouTube will just keep going up and up, because it doesn't, and this is why. So imagine this water is your viewers, your video and promotion are the flame, and the steam that comes off is your sales. You make a product, you promote on your channel, and you earn a bunch. The thing is, after a while, the water in the pan is fully evaporated, meaning your sales come to a stop. And that's the first problem you need to prepare for, because you can fill your pan with lots of viewers and warm them up with juicy content and promotion and make a ton of sales, but eventually that hot audience of buyers has all turned into steam, so you run out. Meaning your sales could go from $1,000 a month to $20 because of what's known as warm audience depletion. This is a really common problem for YouTube creators, so now I'm going to show you how to spot if it's happening to you and then how to fix it. Now stick with me, if you're kind of new to all of this, it does get a little bit complex. So let's start with how to spot if it's happening to you. So imagine you launch a product, you get a spike in traffic to your sales page, and let's say 30% of the people who end up on that page buy because they're so flipping hot. This is known as a conversion rate. A conversion rate is the percentage of people who went to the page and then bought, and you need to know this percentage to spot if depletion's happening to you. Now this is what really confuses people, because by month 5, visits to your sales page could be the same as month 1, but conversions could be down to 1% from 30 simply because all of your hot viewers have turned to steam, and you've only got cold viewers left in your pan who are less eager to buy from you. So if you do see this percentage dropping month over month and you've changed nothing, it's a sign that warm audience depletion could be happening to you. So what do you do to fix it? Just blow up a video, right? Well, no. Because when you do that, you just get more cold viewers into your pan and it can take months to warm them up. So when this happens, you don't focus on getting more water. First, you need to find ways to turn up the heat so that when the water does arrive, it turns to steam faster. So here's a few ways you can do that, and this is going to slow down or fix your depletion. The first is one of the toughest mental challenges that you're going to go through on YouTube, because let's say channel A has built an audience size 1 centimeter deep in their pan, and channel B 7 centimeters. In this case, 1 centimeter equals 1 month before depletion. So both channels start selling and you can see what happens, right? Channel A's hot audience is depleting, and in month 2, sales grind to a halt, but channel B's is still going strong for a while. And this is what makes this such a big mental challenge, because in your head, you're going to be telling yourself, I just need to launch a product or service to make money from your channel, right? But it's just not true. Your following is your business. Your offer is how you extract the income from it. The second way to fix depletion helps a lot. And it works like this. So years ago, I was working with a creator who had no experience in sales or marketing, but they had a decent following that they'd been posting to for years. So we launched a product to finally make them some money from it. The problem was the creator was insanely overwhelmed by this. So to get them moving and to build their confidence, we agreed to make a sales page in the easiest way possible, and at the bottom just wrote, send us the money to this PayPal and we'll send you access. I was like, this is just never going to work. It looked like a complete scam. But the load sold, which was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And that's what's cool about having a big pot of hot viewers ready to turn to steam, because they buy it in spite of your crappy marketing. The thing is, once that hot audience is gone, cold viewers will see a shabby sales page and they'll run a mile because they don't know, like, or trust you yet. So if you want to warm cold viewers faster and avoid depletion, you do it by creating a killer offer and a sales page that makes even a brand new person go, wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for. There's tons of proof it works, and I've read all the copy and it sounds amazing, so that they then buy and turn it to steam. But how do you do that? Well, I'm going to link to a video at the end that's going to give you some ideas. The next way to fix this is really simple, and there's data that proves it makes someone 4 times more likely to buy from you. And the cool thing is, it's like having multiple pans, all being warmed up at the same time, because your existing clients turn cold people hot for you by simply referring them to your product or service. What that means is you should be building in a simple way for your existing clients to do that, and then you just give them some sort of reward in return. So I give my clients 10% of any sales that they send me. It's not a pushy thing. I just let them know after they've signed up in an email that if they know anyone who might like this, they can intro us and I'll send them the cash if they convert. Now the cool thing about referrals is they're already warmed up by the people who send them, so they convert much easier and don't need much convincing. Our next way to warm people up is so much easier than making videos, and it's like adding a second flame to your pan, because it will enable you to pump out more high quality value faster And the way I do this is just by sending one email a week to my list that's educational, because you can write an email much faster than make a video. You can give a ton of value and warm the audience up off of YouTube, which in turn will help your sales stay more consistent. Now, you can do this in other ways too, but for me and many others, email is king. So that's the first myth fixed. Our second myth is that you need to keep setting records for the amount of views your videos get to succeed on YouTube. I call this 1 of 10itis. It's this obsession that you need to turn every video into an individual entity that competes with the previous 10 in a battle to defeat them in the views game. Always trying to beat your last video at a certain point just becomes really dumb, and it actually ends up costing you money, so this is why. So a while ago, a client came to me and said, Ed, I want to get more views. What do I need to do? And I looked at their channel and said, right, how much do you make at the moment? And they said, 2 million a year. And I said, okay, how many people do you employ? And they said, 16. So I said, wow, that's a lot. What if I could make you an extra 2 million with like 4 or 5 staff members? Now, obviously, they're going to want to know what that is, so I explained the problem they had and how to do it. A few months later, I get this email telling me they've added 1.4 million to their turnover. And this is why. In a lot of niches businesses operate in, 100,000 views on a video is potentially your max. Now, it could be less, it could be more, but the truth is, most niches have a views ceiling. Now, it's totally possible to break out past your ceiling, but to do that, you have to find ways to make your video have a broader appeal. And the problem with that is, it means you have to water down the content to appeal to the mass market, which in turn is likely to actually wreck sales of your existing service. Because it's the meaty stuff designed for a specific person with a specific problem, just like this video you're watching, that generates the income, not the stuff that keeps everyone happy. Now, if you do have this big vision of a mass market product, then it's fine. But otherwise, at a certain point, you need to do what I told my client to do. Instead of continually trying to beat your last video, just focus more on your offer and business. And actually, the huge amount of views you are getting is enough to feed your family for a lifetime. So yes, you need to grow the following, but at some point, you have to stop being a YouTuber, chasing views all the time, and become a business with a YouTube channel. Otherwise, you just make less money chasing things that cause less of an impact on your business. Which brings me on to the next myth, which is that you want passive income. Now, I'm not going to give the usual advice here, which is passive income isn't ever that passive. That's true, but I've actually got another reason you shouldn't seek this, and I think it's more important. And it works like this. So imagine if Apple had released the original iPhone and it was still the only phone they sold today, so they never improved it or updated it. Would they be worth trillions? No, of course not, because the original iPhone was rubbish. And that's why I don't think you should ever seek passive income. You've been sold this dream of build a following, make a course or something passive, and then sell it and sit on the beach drinking mojitos. The thing is, if you actually want to build an amazing business, you don't just build one thing, then never update it, because the first version, like the iPhone, will always be your worst. Really, if you want to keep earning more and more and changing more people's lives and building an amazing reputation in your space, you launch a product, then get as much feedback from your clients as you can to improve on the next version. So it becomes like the iPhone 3, a massive leap forward. When that happens, you get better results for your clients, more testimonials, and stronger sales. I missed out on $500,000 in 2023, shutting down my service for a few months to rebuild large chunks of it based on things I thought could make my clients' life easier, and it worked. So forget the passive thing. Yes, it's possible, but do you really want to be an iPhone 1 salesperson all your life? Which brings me on to the next myth about making money on YouTube that you have been told by so many people, and it's kind of dumb because it will make you less money, even though it feels like it should make you more. So let's go back to what I just said about passive income. If you want to build an amazing offer, you need to get feedback and then work out the bottlenecks and then make improvements. And then based on what you learn from your clients, update your marketing too, because the more you get to know them, the more targeted that can become. You also need to keep an eye on metrics like I showed you earlier. And if you see sales drop, you might want to look at where the problem is in your funnel so you can optimize it. So that's a heck of a lot of work, especially when you're trying to grow a YouTube channel too. And that's why I don't like the advice that you're often given, which is after you've made one, go and make a load more and try and sell like 5 things at once. Because what that means is you then have 5 products to improve, 5 sales systems to optimize, and 5 things to update. So 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Well, if you just do one thing, well, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So you can put all of your focus into making one thing amazing and perfecting your sales system. Now, if you're sitting there going, this sounds like a problem I have, and these myths are impacting your channel, which is very likely, watch this video next, and I'll show you how to fix some of the biggest issues people trying to make money on YouTube have. You're going to love it.